The Supreme Court ruled unanimously that the Trump administration needed to facilitate his return. And tonight, a federal judge finding the administration has done nothing to comply with the Supreme Court. The judge telling the Trump administration's lawyers, the Supreme Court has spoken, you made your arguments, you lost. This is now about the scope of the remedy. Kilmer Obrego-Garcia, a husband and father, swept up and accused without evidence of being a member of a violent gang. This image of Obrego-Garcia in that prison, head shaved and dressed in white. The Trump administration acknowledged in sending him to that prison it was an administrative error, but now says they can't compel El Salvador to release him. The president of El Salvador in the Oval Office yesterday asked if he'll return the man, saying that's a preposterous question. So Rachel Scott tonight on what a federal judge just told the administration and where this stands tonight.
Tonight, a federal judge chastising the Trump administration, saying they've done, quote, nothing to comply with the Supreme Court's order to facilitate the return of Kilmer Obrego-Garcia, a husband and father who lived in Maryland before the administration admits he was mistakenly deported to a notorious prison in El Salvador. This is an image of Obrego-Garcia in that high-security mega prison known as Secon, his head shaved, dressed in white. There, 80 inmates are jammed into a single cell. The lights are always on. No books, no visitors. Inmates are never allowed outdoors. Judge Paula Sinise declaring every day Obrego-Garcia spends in that prison is a day of further irreparable harm. Today, Justice Department lawyers insisting the administration is prepared to facilitate Obrego-Garcia's presence in the United States if he presents at a port of entry. But they argue they cannot compel El Salvador to release him from prison, even though the administration is paying El Salvador more than $6 million to hold him there, along with more than 200 other undocumented immigrants who they claim, without providing evidence, are members of violent gangs. The Justice Department pointing to these comments in the Oval Office from Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele, a close Trump ally who declared he would not release Obrego-Garcia.
Of course, I'm not going to do it. It's like, the question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States?
Today, the judge brushing aside Bukele's words, saying they are not evidence. The White House claims Obrego-Garcia, who is from El Salvador, is a gang member.
He illegally came into our country, and so deporting him back to El Salvador was always going to be the end result.
But tonight, the ripple effects of this case being felt across the country. In Fort Madison, Iowa, Republican Senator Chuck Grassley confronted by angry constituents at a town meeting.